Hey, what's up, fam? So, Eden Zero, the new series by Hiro Mishima, is after the his previous two smash hit mangas, Rave Master and Fairy Tail. He's coming out with Eden Zero. Funny enough, a space fantasy manga that they don't really have much for those. The only really other big mainstream space battle manga is sort of Dragon Ball, but Dragon Ball doesn't really focus on the space aspects. It's mostly they sometimes are in space, but they just kind of fight in space. It's not entirely the same, you know what I mean? But one thing that I know that people have been kind of griping about is some of the character designs within this kind of poster they have of Eden Zero. You know, they complain about like one for some reason the two leads you got Shiki and Rebecca. Rebecca kind of looks like Lucy, and Shiki kind of looks like Natsu. I mean, he has the same kind of facial style, and so does she. But that's just kind of that's more of Hiro Mishima's art style. If you look at this character, it kind of looks like Wendy. The only real similarity is like the blue hair. Like the face doesn't look anything like her. You know but yeah, for instance, Shiki he looks more like Shiki, the character from Hiromishima's short story Monster Hunter Storm. And I think he just wanted to use the design that didn't get much attention. And then obviously you have this cat named Smile, but him I'm kind of confused about because I'm wondering if he's an Exceed because I have this whole theory about the Mashimaverse, but also Plu. Plu definitely is as Plu though. For those who don't know, Plu has been in every single one of Hiro Mishima's manga. It was the first character he ever created back in his when he was in middle school, and he keeps showing up in all series. But that's kind of part of what I was just saying is the reason for this video is people seem to kind of complain about the designs, but one is it is his art. It's just his art style, and two, we don't know if the universe is connected. Maybe they're related somehow. Like this character that I'm putting in the center, people are saying, "Oh, she looks like Erza Scarlet," and I don't know. I don't know why that'd be a bad thing. I thought she was a good character. She kind of had a little bit of a controversial fight victories, but I don't want to discuss that right now. What I wanted to discuss was, is this actually her? Could this be her? For those who haven't checked out my video of called Into the Mashimaverse, from what I understand, it was either at a con or Twitter. I haven't confirmed this, but Hiro Mishima wants to combine his series all into one universe, kind of like how DC Comics and Marvel Comics, how all these different stories led by their own characters, and but they're all kind of in the same universe where they can all meet up and go on adventures, and their problems can spill over in another person's story, and have things like team ups, crossovers, fun adventures together. And then with Eden Zero, it's very possible that Hiro Mishima is going to do that because it's previously with you had for instance in Fairy Tail you had a lot of Rave Master references, and like you'd see characters kind of in the background, but it seemed more like Easter eggs than anything. And then, but you did have a Rave Master Fairy Tail crossover, but that's not canon. Meanwhile, in order for them to actually have a canon crossover to where they could meet up, and it wouldn't have to try and finagle a way to make it so the stories somehow fit with each other without contradicting another story or really just not making sense, is with Eden Zero you have space travel. Is each series can just take place on a different planet. So the Eden Zero team, Shiki and Rebecca, could go to the Fairy Tail planet, go to the Wraith Master planet, go to the Monster Soul planet. If you've ever read Hiro Mishima's short story, it's Monster Soul. But if, for say, that they already are in the same universe, what if this is Erza? What if this is, she's out in space, and there's for some reason that she's started to go to other planets? Who knows? Could it be, or is it just a character that looks like her? Could it be Erza Nightwalker? Maybe this takes place in the Edalus universe, where maybe they have all this advanced science, advanced technology because they no longer had magic. Who knows? There's a lot of possibilities that could go with this. But I just wanted to go over the theory of what if this is Erza. I know Hiro Mishima loves Erza. He really liked her character, and it could be possible that he takes her into into this new series, and maybe she has not so much as a main cast role, but kind of how you had characters in Fairy Tail and the Magic Council being like really high up. You know they exist and very important. He could do that here with Erza, as maybe at some point in Fairy Tail there's invented space travel, because those who don't know, there are a bunch of spin-offs in their canon. There is one where there is a famous scientist that used to work for the Kingdom of Fiore, and he invented a bunch of tech to try and outmatch magic. Like he made like force fields, giant robots, jetpacks, lasers. Maybe he invented space travel, and Erza, after the guild kind of disbanded, kind of went her own way, and she had always been kind of viewed to be a spot for one of the wizard saints. Maybe she got a kind of her own special job as like I don't know, maybe it was a quest. Maybe they said, Fairy Tail, we're requesting one of your members to go on this very important quest. We're gonna go on a adventure through space and try and find this something or other, fight a monster, a bad guy. There would be a pretty easy way to really you could get Erza to go along with that. You just say like there's some more form of evil oppressing someone in space, and out of all the main cast, she definitely seems like the most likely one that would be like trying to go around and enforce justice. Like Gray doesn't seem kind of like that guy who would do it. He seems more like he would do it for a job. Natsu kind of is like more of a does whatever he feels kind of guy. Erza definitely seems someone who would go out of her way to kind of enforce justice and good things, kind of like Wonder Woman. She has a little bit of that aspect to her. I know I'm gonna wrap this video because I'm trying to make some of my videos a little bit shorter, because like they keep becoming rambling on videos and they end up like 20+ minutes. Yeah, so I'm just wondering of the idea of what if this is Erza? What could this possibly mean for the overall expanse of the Mashimaverse, of connecting all these other stories, or what Eden Zero could do if, say, you have a bunch of characters from Fairy Tail and Raven Master show up and be part of this, and how that can affect the story when you, instead of getting, a character who's brand new, who you don't know anything about him, if Erza shows up, all this stuff about her, she's capable of it, and you're wondering, like, what if like they called her specifically to handle something? You'd be like, what could be so big that they called Erza Scarlet to come aid this group and whatever it is they're doing on maybe some planet, or fighting some giant space monster, who knows? But yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna wrap this up. Like, favorite, subscribe, give a thumbs up, drop some comments below on this video, and as I keep saying, subscribe to my channel if you want Fairy Tail Eden Zero information before anybody else on YouTube gets it. I did the first Eden Zero review days before anybody else on YouTube. Everybody else was just doing speculation and reviews of the synopsis, while I had already done the full chapter review. And but that was with Raw, and a lot of it was through rough translations, and a lot of it was through my rough translation of what was going on the pages, and then I did a follow-up review this morning after reading the translated issue. And like I said, if you want to get information on Eden Zero, plus the upcoming Fairy Tail spin-off and sequel that are coming out in the next few months, as well as hopefully I can get soon in with Black Clover and My Hero Academia, and them juicy spoilers and them sneak peeks before anybody else. So yeah, if you're into that kind of stuff, subscribe, and hopefully you also like my theory videos. But I hope you enjoyed my video. Drop some comments below on your opinions of this, of what would you think if this was Erza. Do you like Erza? Do you not like Erza? I know she's a very on the fence character for a lot of people. Anyway, thank you very much. Bye.